Hey Candeo kids, I'm Drew.
And I'm Madigan.
And we are so excited to be joining you in your living room this morning as we're learning about God again. We've loved having this time with you, and we hope that you've really enjoyed watching these videos. I've talked to some of you, and I've learned a lot about the things that you're talking about with your families. So this week, we are going to get the brain juices flowing again. I haven't said that in a long time. It's gonna be super fun. So what we need you to do is stand up in front of your TVs, okay? Make sure that you're ready. Give yourself some space so you're not running into each other.
Okay.
And what is our first stretch, Madigan?
Okay, we are going to start by reaching up to the sky.
Up to the sky.
Reach as high as you can.
You almost reach higher than I can.
And then down to your toes.
Toes all the way down. Can you touch the floor?
No.
Oh, I can. All right, next thing we're gonna do, you're gonna take one of your legs, doesn't matter which one, and you're gonna pull it up to your chest. Make sure you're balanced. I'm not gonna balance. Pull it up to your chest. There you go. Now the other leg, pull it up, make sure. Man, I'm tired this morning. I can't do it as well. All right, there you go. Good job. We got the legs stretched out.
Okay, we're gonna stretch out the arms now.
Okay,
so
arm stretch.
pull your arm across your chest.
Just this way.
And stretch it.
Ooh,
Yep.
man, this hurts a little bit.
Yeah, and then do the other one.
Okay, this way.
Yep.
Good job. I hope this is helping. This is helping me.
Yeah.
It really is.
Waking everybody up.
Yes.
Okay, what's our last one?
All right, last thing you're gonna do is we're going to wiggle ourselves out. We're gonna start from our head and go all the way to your toes, all right? So start with your head, wiggle it out a little bit.
Okay.
Now shoulders, wiggle the shoulders a little shimmy. All the way the arms, wiggle the arms out. Give your torso a little. And then leg, right leg, left leg, all the way down to your feet. Now your whole body shake, whole body shake. There you go, whole body shake, and stop. Now find your seat and get ready. We're going to dive in to this week's lesson. So, if you remember, for our lesson, we have been learning about Israel, who's God's people. And we've been following Israel from Egypt on their way to the promised land that God was going to give them.
And along their way, they encountered a lot of obstacles from Egypt to the promised land. Like if you remember a few weeks ago, we talked about how they had to cross the Jordan River, but then God stopped the waters so that they could all cross safely.
Right, I remember that. And then last week, they ran into another obstacle in the city of Jericho. And the city was so huge and there was a lot of opposition in the city. But God told Israel to walk around the city. I don't know if you remember this. Walk around the city for 7 days. And then on the seventh day, the walls of the city would fall and Israel could take over the city on their way to the promised land.
We're going to continue following the Israelites as they go along their journey to the promised land. Let's watch this video.
When the people of Israel attacked Jericho, God gave them one rule: destroy everything. Keep nothing for yourselves.
But one man, Achan, disobeyed God. He took some of the things and hid them in his tent. God was angry because of Achan's disobedience.
Joshua sent men from Jericho to a city called Ai to spy out the land. When the men returned, they said, there are not very many people there. You only need to send 2,000 or 3,000. So about 3,000 men went to Ai, but when confronted by the army of Ai, the 3,000 men ran away, and 36 of them were killed. The men were very afraid. Joshua tore his clothes and fell to the ground. Joshua asked God, why did you bring us across the Jordan River just to have us killed by these people? When the other people living in this land hear that we ran, scared from the men of Ai, they will surround us and attack us.
The Lord said to Joshua, stand up. Israel has sinned and disobeyed my covenant. They have taken some of the things I told them not to. This is why they cannot defeat their enemies. I will no longer be with you until you remove from you the things I told you to destroy. God continued, go and tell the people to make themselves clean. In the morning, they should present themselves by tribe. You should punish the man who is caught with the forbidden things. Destroy him and everything he has because he has disobeyed God.
Joshua got up early the next morning. Israel came forward, tribe by tribe, clan by clan, family by family, and man by man. Achan was chosen from all the people. He was the one who had taken the forbidden things. Confess to the Lord. Tell me what you have done, Joshua said to Achan. Don't hide anything from me. Achan replied, it's true. I have sinned against God. When we overtook Jericho, I saw a beautiful cloak, some pieces of silver and a bar of gold. I wanted them very badly, so I took them. They are buried in the ground in my tent.
Joshua sent messengers to Achan's tent to collect the things. They laid them before Joshua. Why have you caused trouble for us? Joshua asked. Today, God will trouble you. The people of Israel killed Achan and his family. They covered their bodies with a pile of rocks. God was no longer angry with Israel because they had accepted the punishment for their sin.
Achan disobeyed God and he died. We sin against God and we deserve to die too. But we don't have to die because Jesus died instead. We can trust him. Our bodies may die, but we will live forever with God in heaven.
Man, that's kind of a strange story this week, but it shows that God takes sin really seriously, even among his people.
Yeah, and I hope you guys were paying attention to the video. Here are a couple questions that you can talk about as a family. Here's the first question to talk about with your families. Achan saw something inside Jericho that he wanted, and so he took it. Why did he hide it? Achan hid what he took from Jericho because God had told them not to take anything from Jericho, and so he knew he was disobeying. That's why he hid what he took.
Here's the second question. How does God feel about sin? Talk about that now with your family. We clearly see from this story how God feels about sin. He hates it. He can't stand it. He can't be around it. Our God is so perfect that he can't even touch sin.
Here's the third question. Do you and I sin? And if we do sin, how do we sin? We all sin. We all sin in lots of different ways.
Here's the last question for you guys to talk about. If God hates sin, which we know he does, and we sin, which we know we do, how can God still love us? Talk about that really important question with your family. Even though we sin, and God hates sin, he sent Jesus to pay the penalty that we deserve so that he can still love us.
You guys, this is the good news of the gospel, and this is the reason why we worship Jesus.
Yeah, it is good news, guys. Thanks so much for letting us be in your living rooms with you, seeing you. I hope you learned something today. We cannot wait to see you next week. Thanks for joining us.
Bye, guys.